One thing I do want to say about the underground exploration, because I have both of these areas 100% completed, and that is because after finishing the Golden Slumber, they pretty much open up majority of the underground of the desert to you to explore. And because we kind of went through the initial exploration areas during the Golden Slumber quest, I felt like it was just appropriate for me to go back and just generally do a clean sweep of exploration, getting chests, Sealies, enigmatic pages, sacred seals, and Dendroculus. So I've basically gone back and explored pretty much every area that I could so far for the underground outside of what is locked behind this world quest, which we're going to get into. Initially, I was actually kind of annoyed by the underground because there is no distinction between the underground and the surface of the desert. What you see on the surface is what you basically have to interpret where you are underground, and it really messed with my ability to kind of gain to just kind of gather my bearings. And essentially what basically happens is, like, from where I'm standing right here, I don't know where I am in relation to another part of the underground. Like, if you were to tell me, hey Arnold, go to the area where you finished the Golden Slumber quest from where I'm standing right here, I don't know how the fuck to do that. It's like actually kind of confusing, despite the fact that I love the locale, I love the ambience, I love the lighting, I love the architecture, I love like what the ruins of the underground signifies for King Deshret's like realm and the lore of the game. Number one, not having an underground map to help me with exploration is just a fucking nightmare, because I'm trying to 100% everything and find all of these collectibles that HoYoverse clearly wants us to focus on over time. And what makes it worse is that there is no way for me to know if this waypoint is above ground or underground compared to this waypoint being above ground and underground. And so I hope enough people respond to the surveys with this so future players don't have to deal with what I had to deal with. I can understand if you want to say for the lore significance, well, there's no way to properly map out these underground ruins because they've been lost to time for God knows how long. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you that. But for the prospects of a player playing and exploring and experiencing the game, a map's a map. You know what I mean? Like, they did it for the chasm. They did it for Enkanomiya. Can you imagine going through the chasm without a map and them basically saying the chasm underground is the same as the above map? It's just a quality of life thing that I think I would prefer having over lore immersion. It's just been very inconvenient for me to be able to explore and find all this stuff. And it really mattered when it came time for me to find the 10 different obelisks that have like treasure chests you have to find, and all of the obelisks have lore. So I basically had to map out, there's an obelisk here, there's an obelisk here. I basically had to map out where all of them are, and I basically have to remember how to get to all of them because it's pretty much impossible to do outside of that. If you don't mark where they are, you either have to use the interactive map or you just have to like not forget, like just remember. So yeah, I mean, I would even take, like, I think what would have been interesting is if they gave you a map with the slate. So like, I would much rather use the sand slate, open this up, and have like a built-in map of the underground from this, if they don't want to make an actual in-game map attached to all of the other maps on the overworld. I just wanted to kind of express that first and foremost because there is a lot of like, it's just a lot to take in when it comes to, and I didn't even mean to go to this one. I meant to go to above ground. I meant to go to this one, but there's too many next to each other and it's kind of difficult to remember which ones are above ground and which ones are underground. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. So I'm actually coming to Gandharvaville really quick before we head back to the desert because there's a note in Kali's room that I never read before. I didn't actually know that it was a thing until recently, and I don't know what it reads. I don't know if it's, I think it's been in the game since 3.0, but I haven't read it yet. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna save this until stream, and I'll just check it out and see what it says. So yeah, this is Kali's room over here. Got a little Sumeru rose chilling with some books and whatnot. But yeah, there's a note right here. It reads, huh? What are you looking at? There are notes about taking care of flowers in this notebook. Really? Paimon wants to see. Should be placed in open space and receive plenty of sunlight. Guess Kali doesn't have the time to move it outside. Let's take care of it for Kali then. Anyways, we should move the flower first. Let's put it beside the house. Don't put it too far or Kali will be worried that she can't find it when she gets back. Oh, this is kind of cool. Hey, we're moving things around for her. Nice. Oh my God, is this flower gonna like grow up to be be like big and strong and whatnot. Paimon will leave it here. Let's leave a letter and tell her that we moved the flower outside. Otherwise, she might think someone broke into her house. You and Paimon leave a letter behind for Kali. Okay. Not bad. That's kind of neat. Oh, and then I come back tomorrow for an achievement. Oh, Pog. Okay. Nice. Yeah, so I'll do that then. Sweet. Yeah, I had no idea about that. Someone told me that there was a note in Kali's house, and I was like, wait, what? How long? And apparently it's been there for a few patches, so just wanted to see what that was all about. So now we are going to be going back to the desert. I am going to be tasked with finding every obelisk for the lore of the desert obelisks. There are 10 obelisks in the desert, and there is a reading order to them, and the first one is right here.
Follow the wind.
Okay, so we're gonna restore this. I have all of the seals, by the way. There we go. And you get a chest from each one of them. Holy moly. Oh, so this is the lore of the city, the destruction of Gurabad. Years after the destruction of Gurabad, the great master of the desert, hidden away for many long years, the rightful heir of the masked hermit king, Khaenri'ah Kavasbey, had returned from exile. Okay, there are a lot of names here. Okay, hold on. I gotta write these down. So I wonder if this is all pre-calamity. Not like the calamity of Khaenri'ah, but I wonder if the destruction of Gurabad was during the time where the Scarlet King released forbidden knowledge into Sumeru. So that was 500 years before the destruction of Khaenri'ah. So I wonder if that was what happened, if this is like post Scarlet King forbidden knowledge, but pre Khaenri'ah destruction. Years after the destruction of Gurabad, the great master of the desert, hidden away for many long years, the rightful heir of the masked hermit king Khaenri'ah Kavasbey had returned from exile. Sharam Shar, accursed to be his name forever and ever in the name of Mar. If Al-Ahmar were yet here, he would not permit the pestilent spread of such disorder, and plundered the citizenry to enrich the capital, and built 7 great towers, each atop a mound. Taking the 7 elements for spatial reference, the towers were set up in 7 places along the gilded sands, with 7 great sages within. Thrones were erected, ruled the people separately, and were all called kings. And so Ramshar was made the king of kings. To the cities of the 7 towers were Tula, the sapphire city, Sala, the electrum city of warriors, the amphitheater city, Kanom, city of ... ellipsis by ellipsis. Okay, so, and this is so far into the past that it's interesting to just see how this all is going to correlate to like recent events. Okay, so that was obelisk 1. We got to go to obelisk 2 next. All right, restore number 2. Wow, are these all precious chests too? That's insane. Yeah. Obelisk number 2. Jesus, these are all pretty lengthy. In 3 days I shall die, and the kingdom shall be plunged into unending chaos. What the fuck, man? Like, what the hell, bro? This is actually pretty nutty. Dude, this place just went to shit. Everyone that's taking over is getting killed, assassinated, taken over, destroyed, etc. Like, this place is going to hell in a handbasket. So that first person was not lying at all. He was like, I'm gonna die in 3 days, and when that happens, this kingdom is gonna plunge into chaos. And then every other successor or king or ruler that followed would be killed within a couple of years of each other, to the point where someone just killed off all the bandits and named themselves the King of Kings, abandoned the old city, and set up a new capital. But then that guy still died, and then the capital city burned for 7 days, and all of these cities ended up just, after one falls, they move to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and shit goes to shit. You know, it's no different than like the rise and fall of empires and stuff like that. The Roman Empire, the Egyptian era, you know, all that stuff. It's basically just like a colorful version of Genshin's idea of it from this perspective. This can be like the early foundations of what eventually leads to like the modern day civilization. So we're going all the way back into like the unknown forbidden histories of Sumeru's earliest civilizations, and like rising and falling to what eventually lead to the modern day Sumeru, with the modern day academia, the modern day Darshans and sages and stuff like that. So it could very well be that as well. All right, 2 obelisks down. Obelisk number 3, where are you? I think the 3rd one's over here. All right, here we go. Restore. Easy clap. I am a little confused by all of the names because like I don't know who's still alive, who's still dead, who got renamed, who had a name imprinted on them, etc., etc. It's all kind of hard to follow in that regard, but it seems to be like primarily following the rise and fall of these civilizations as time goes on. All right, here's the next one. See, here's the thing. This is what I fucking hate. There is a obelisk right here, and there's a waypoint right here, but this obelisk is above ground. So it's annoying because I want to teleport to this waypoint, but I know it's not going to do anything for me, so I have to go all the way over here. Here we go. Here it is. Okay, let's restore and read. Oh, this one's pretty short. This obelisk was established to celebrate the great deeds of Muzaffar Day. Hail Muzaffar Day, overlord of the great arbor city Orkhana, kin uncle of the beast of the sea, explorer of the gilded rivers, sandworm conqueror. Potential boss in the desert, maybe? I wonder if the Great Arbor City is Port Ormos, because it starts with OR. So Orkhana could have been turned into Ormos over time. So these are definitely like Sumeru areas, right? Explorer of the Gilded River, Sandworm Conqueror. He set forth from Orkhana to pillage the cities, and he slew many, and hundreds of thousands he enslaved. And thus did the savage tribes of the Gilded Sands and the cowering ilk of the feeble cities acknowledge his mastery. Yeah, things are just pretty fucked up overall. It's just a bunch of conquests that are happening throughout. Places rise, places fall, and at the end of it all of them are buried under the sand. Yeah, I wonder, like, what the hell was up with that the sandworm? Good God, if a giant sandworm jumps out of the freaking desert, I'm going to lose my shit. How long ago was this? Long enough where there's very little record of it. There's no way to put a timeline together right now. They have not given any specific dates, so we can only guesstimate that it's after the Archon War. Like, it's really hard. Like, I don't know if it's after the Archon War. I don't know if it's before or after King Deshret let in forbidden knowledge. I don't know if I think it's before the fall of Khaenri'ah. I think I can definitively say that. It's that far back, because 500 years ago wasn't that long ago, right? Ruka Devada was still around. Like, these are all people that aren't even mentioned in the current history of Sumeru. So these were all before, like, major, like, written history of this place was established, I think. You'd think there'd be more strength in numbers for them to band together like that. Also, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad, dude. I hate this fucking underground so much, man. I hate this underground with every fiber of my being. It's so impossible to find out where the fuck you're going. Yeah, I know where it is now. I took that waypoint and worked my way down trying to find this, but it was this waypoint, which brings you to the same spot, but it's on a different level. Hoyoverse, please don't do this to newer players. I will take this beating now if it means newer players don't have to go through what I'm going through right now, my dude. Desert underground exploration is actually scuffed. All right, here it is. Finally, there we go. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. All right, restore. Give me my reward. What the hell? Bro, you can't be doing this. What's the point of redacting names when I don't know who any of these fucking people are? What's the point of this? Unless it's a name that is relevant now? Why? Why do that? What's the difference between King Hamu or Muzaffar? Like, what the fuck does it matter, the name? I don't know who they are. They're dead already. And so, brothers, heirs, and nephews would begin to do battle. And thus did the time of the fine rain at sunset end. For after the sunset comes the night. The aging King Redacted invited Day, with whom he had treaties, to Gurabad. But Muzaffar pillaged his way there, enacting much slaughter. Bro, what the fuck? These people are losing their minds. The era of peace is gone. Man's son was poisoned, so he told other people to die alongside his son, and thus those people were like, fuck this shit. Now everything's gone to hell. This guy invited this man under a treaty. The guy's like, I'm gonna pillage my way through. No need, sir. We're gonna take your kingdom. King Redacted, worried and furious, would make an alliance with his younger brother once more, and they drew up their forces. The words below appear to have been written by a different person, and the penmanship here is rougher and harder to decipher. In that year, Muzaffar Day won a great triumph over King Saleb Dole. For 100 brothers may yet triumph over 1,000,000 with different aspirations. King Saleb Dole, his brothers, sons, and nephews were put to the sword. Muzaffar Day ordered the king's eyes, that he may once again witness Gurabad burning. And Gurabad, that city of ill omen, he abandoned. Never did he return to Orkhana to sit in council with the other Day, but instead chose to build his city elsewhere. Muzaffar Day, he's the one that writes the history books, I guess. You know what they say, right? The victors write the history books. So whatever happens next was based on his victories in battle. Yeah, the desert's pretty bloody, pretty fucked up, man. Right? You got like Mondstadt and Liyue, even Inazuma. These places don't really have that dirty or that gritty of a past, but this place is just built off of blood and slaves and backstabbing and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? All the good stuff that makes up the genuine existence of of mankind. Restore, redeem, read. In the second year of the verdant lord Zumurrud, child of Muzaffar, the day Malik, a dream came to the verdant lord that shall be recorded faithfully here. Okay. Zumurrud saw the following in a dream last night. He dreamed that in the darkness, the sun rose from his ellipsis, swallowing the light of the stars and the moon. Okay, so you mentioned the sun, the moon, and the stars. I already don't like where this is going. The sun shone over the land that was filled with yellow sand, and not even the slightest trace of a bird could be found there. The verdant lord sighed with the sight of his vision, determining that ellipsis should become like the forest, a paradise of green. As he breathed out of the desert, vast, clear springs and a boundless ellipsis, trees that touched the very skies. He saw 1,000 ships, 10,000 roses, 100 caravans without number, woven into gold across the desert. Just as just as he was about to put on golden robes, he woke to see an arrow of sunlight piercing the summit of a mountain. The verdant lord was raised in the forest and knows not the language of the desert. And so the greatest of scholars have been instructed to pen his dream down into prose and to be thus carved here. Interesting. Just as he was about to put on those golden robes, he awoke to see an arrow of sunlight piercing the summit of a mountain. That almost sounds like a Celestia pillar, right? If you like squint your eyes enough, you can reimagine that to be a Celestia pillar, right? They're not arrows, but they're nails. They're sunlight, they glow, and they pierce they pierce the mountain, they pierce the underbelly of Liyue's land. So I don't know if it's a pillar that they're witnessing happening in the Sumeru desert, or if it's happening elsewhere, right? Because it says he awoke to see an arrow of sunlight piercing the summit of a mountain, and that kind of lines up with Dragonspine. And that's incredible if he could see Dragonspine from wherever the hell he is, because Dragonspine is super far away from Sumeru, unless the landscape is different from now. Yeah, I'm wondering who this verdant lord is, because this sounds a little bit more recent. So they had a dream. He dreamed that in the darkness, the sun rose from his blank, swallowing the light of the stars and the moon. So in the darkness sounds like the abyss. He dreamed that in the abyss, the sun arose from his ellipsis, swallowing the light of the stars and the moon. And from that dream, he saw the land of the desert, the yellow sand. He saw the rainforest, the springs, the trees, ships, caravans, roses, 10,000 roses. And it seems like he also witnessed the Celestia pillar piercing a mountain, which sounds like something from Dragonspine. It also mentions that the verdant lord was raised in the forest and doesn't know the language of the desert. Kind of wondering if we know who that is, or if that's alluding to anything in the future. Also, hold on, I want to just double check real quick. I want to see if you can see Dragonspine from here. From here, you can only really see the Jade Chamber. Hold on, actually, I'm gonna do something real quick. If you go into your inventory, you go to graphics, you go all the way down to volumetric fog, and you turn this off, you can actually see things a bit clearer. Closest you can see is the Jade Chamber, unfortunately. But it did say that this person was born in the forest. So realistically, we should probably be looking at it from the forest perspective, not the desert perspective. Also, if you guys didn't know, if you climb to the very top of this, you get an achievement, and there's a Dendroculus at the top of the tree. So if you guys haven't done that already, you should get onto it. Okay, that's over there. Hold on.
Into the wind.
Yeah, I can see it. Oh my god, I can actually see it right there. You can see the Celestia pillar right there in the distance. That adds up. That adds up. If it was in the rainforest, it definitely happened. Mans woke up. He was like, damn, I sleep in the nude. I went to go and put on my golden robes, and I just see fucking Dragonspine get clapped by Celestia. Obelisk number 7. Let me get back to it. That was a fun little detour just to double check and see see if that actually added up. Hoyoverse, how the fuck you gonna explain any of this shit? Are we ever gonna get further explanation outside of this flavor text? Bro, they're gonna make like 50 seasons of the Genshin anime to cover like every piece of lore. I really hope they do though. That'd be so sick. I honestly feel like Genshin could literally go on forever with so much of the backstory and stuff if they decide how much they want to like flush out. I want Genshin to be the next One Piece. Restore, reclaim, read. What the fuck? The first thing I read, the Verdant Lord had 99 sons and daughters. My God, what the hell? Are you just scoring round the clock? What the fuck? Muzaffar Day once instructed the Verdant Lord to leave as many heirs as a pomegranate tree bears fruit, so as to not have a repeat of the power vacuum that had followed the tragedy of King Salib Dole. And so the Verdant Lord had 99 sons and daughters, and there was not one realm throughout the land that had such great fortune as he. I'm hoping to understand more of it as it goes on. So that was number 7. Yeah, so they were born after King Deshret because the like they basically mentioned that this guy's domain was as indestructible as the mausoleum. So this was after King Deshret probably died, or at least that obelisk was during the timeline after King Deshret, because remember, all these obelisks are from different times. All right, number 8. Where's number 8? Okay, number 8's over here. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one to find for me. This one actually took me a really long time to track down. This obelisk was buried deep underground, so far that no one could find it in this godforsaken maze of an underground that Hoyoverse made, because apparently the sick fucks there love to have you run around underground without a map. But anyways, and so its inscription was very well preserved. Our king shall rule forever, golden crowned, and to the ends of the earth shall his great name ring. All right, number 9 is here, and then number 10 is back at the mausoleum, and then we're done. We desert folk shall leave the ruins and palaces as we grown used to living in. We shall make a new home for ourselves on the edge of this land. That place we shall name Aru, after the ancient dreams of the gods, and there we shall quietly wait for Al-Ahmar's revival. They were just like, fuck all this degenerate past bullshit. We're gonna make a modern day oasis for ourselves in Aru village, and hopefully our fucking divine savior can come back and save us from ourselves, because we're too primitive to rule over each other, because it's just constant bloodshed and freaking pillaging and enslavement and all this other crazy shit, you know? Are there any more seals after that? I don't think so. I should have used all of them now. Yep, all the seals are used up. All the seals are gone. The one thing that I am curious about, that their latest ruler or king or whatever was exiled to the rainforest, like exiled to the rainforest realm, and they don't know where he is, and he's blinded too. So I don't know what the fuck all that was for. I think they mentioned that like one of those kings had his eyes removed or whatever. So don't know if that'll ever come up again, or if that was just for, you know, shits and giggles or whatever. But yeah, but again, that was in the past, so there's no way that that would have any relevance now, I don't think. Imagine if it's Dottore. Well, the current theory right now is Dottore is Zandik. So unless Dottore is just like an ageless fucking being that can transcend multiple time eras, I don't know how I feel about that. That's why the Eremite wear blindfolds. Maybe that's kind of cool. He's got segments, but how long has he had segments? And wouldn't that still mean that the original ages? That would mean he'd be hundreds of years old, thousands of years old even. All right, so that was a lot of tasty lore for the desert history and like the rise and fall of civilizations to where we are now. I like how it started off with just like a bunch of random crazy ass people usurping one another, and at the very end it's like, hey, we've decided to kind of settle down and kind of establish Aru village. So it's almost kind of like the histories of the desert led to where they are now, with Aru village being like a cornerstone of the desert's history, which I think is really cool. So I am back in this section of the desert. This is the last part of the desert that I have to 100%, which is focused on the ruin golem that's here. One of the 2 ruin golems in Sumeru altogether, which is connected to the Schwanviter. I call them the Schwanritter, but like I guess the proper pronunciation is like Schwanviter, which is like like German, it means like swan knight. And as we know, there are an order of Khaenri'ah knights who came here at some point in the past to help fight off abyssal creatures. And this ruin golem was compromised, and so it was basically left here, and they took parts from this one to work on the semi-functional one in the rainforest. And there were a bunch of them. I actually still have the notes. These were the notes that I took when we did that world quest with Araraikin, who apparently moved those giant gears from the ruin golem to different sections of the rainforest, an absolute giga chad. So it was Heldrick, who died of multiple organ failures, who was known as the Beard Father. Hadura, who was executed by the Martial Knight and Fortes for her betrayal of like tampering with the machines of the ruin golem. I don't know if it was this one that she tampered with or if it was the rainforest one she tampered with, but she got executed for tampering and basically betraying the Order of Knights. You have Anfortes, who lost an eye during the fight and was the last of the royal knights to go down. And then you had Yikilder, who was the last survivor, known as the Sword of the Lost Homeland. She actually fought the abyssal monsters and went missing, and it wasn't until we went into the ruin golem in the rainforest that we actually found her remains, which was basically a corrupted knight. She was corrupted by the abyss, and we ended up fighting her. So yeah, they were basically a small company. There was one martial knight and then 3 knights under Anfortes. So I don't know if there's anything here that's going to continue that plot line. Also, Zandik was in the other ruin golem because he has notes in there about like finding the technology and not telling his teammates. So yeah. Anyways, this is the NPC that initially triggers the quest line, so I'm just talking to him again. I can use this opportunity to gain a deeper understanding of ancient Dahri, which should be helpful for my subordinate research. And that's another thing we learned from him. Dahri is a word. It's an ancient dialect that refers to Khaenri'ah. So this place is called Valley of Dahri, which translates to Valley of Khaenri'ah. If you come here, Ruin of Dahri, this translates to Ruins of Khaenri'ah. So, and we already know that Khaenri'ah is an underground civilization. So I had a crazy theory, right? I actually wonder if Khaenri'ah is the length of all of the 7 nations, but underground, right? So the chasm has an upside down underground city. This area has underground ruins that link back to Khaenri'ah. And I feel like that would be like super cool, because you also have to remember when you go to the chasm, this worm, this monster, this ruin serpent digs tunnels underground. So it would, if Khaenri'ah was the length of all of the nations but subterranean, that would basically be how they create like their travel networks between large areas. So that's what I initially, that's like a theory that I initially came up with, because why would this be called the ruins of Khaenri'ah when we know that Khaenri'ah was destroyed and there are natural ruins, but this is just the ruins of Khaenri'ah from within the Sumeru region, you know? And then this is the Valley of Khaenri'ah, and this might be Valley of Khaenri'ah based on Khaenri'ah technology being left behind. You know, maybe it got its name because of this technology that's been left here. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Khaenri'ah has like multiple locations underground that stretch across the 7 nations, which is why it's a threat to the 7 nations overall, because it basically matches that with how much land it encompasses. All right, so I gotta get to this freaking location without getting my freaking wig pushed back, so I gotta just be careful. Okay, the pathway's right here. It would also line up with the whole unified civilization. It like Khaenri'ah in and of itself was a unified civilization compared to the 7 independent nations that did their own thing. A ruin golem in the desert seems to be attacking people in its vicinity at random. You have to find a way to get inside and shut it down. All right, so this is the last area of the desert that I have to 100%, and I will have all of the desert complete. I think the last of the Dendroculus are here too, and all of that stuff, so wish me luck. Another thing too that you have to think about, the main reason why I suspected that Khaenri'ah is across all of the underground of the 7 nations is because I forgot where I read it or where I heard it, but I remember hearing or reading that when Khaenri'ah's calamity happened, ruin golems throughout the 7 nations came out of under the ground. Like they just burrowed out of the ground out of nowhere. And that would only make sense if these ruin guards were a part of the civilization of Khaenri'ah throughout all of those underground nations. You know what I mean? So like if a ruin golem pops up in Mondstadt, if you got ruin golems popping up in Mondstadt and ruin golems popping up in Inazuma, that tells me that Khaenri'ah's reach is across all of the underground. That was the big reason why. That's the big thing that set me off with that theory. All right, keep exploring. Oh, wait. I just remembered something. Hold on. I actually have to backtrack really quick. There's a letter that I'm supposed to read first. I completely forgot to mention that, but there is a note over here that I saw and I marked it, but I want to see what it says. All right, so this is the note right here. Read. Wait. Am I really gonna have to listen to this thing shooting me while I read this? Incomplete medical records. Most of this text contents have been burned and the surviving contents make for difficult reading. The afflicted show symptoms, among others, of peeling skin and proliferations of hair and, worst of all, severe facial ulceration. The cause of this malady is unknown, and due to the lack of necessary medical supplies, emergency bandages have been mandated. The scabbed section appears to have formed a new layer of skin. Many of the afflicted have begun to show signs of language impairment. This is presently unclear if this was caused by pharyngeal damage. The first cases have received centralized treatment according to orders from above. In most cases, rational capacity will no longer be clearly demanded. Are they turning into hilly trolls? So they came here to fight the abyss, and over the course of that battle, I think some of their order had undergone hilly churlification, like these guys. And that would kind of make sense considering how one of the Khaenri'ah order knights became corrupted by the abyss. The one that was in the ruined golem back in the rainforest. Damn, that fucking sucks, man. Hilly churlification, bro. Oh, there is the seal. Yeah, I haven't been over here before, so I didn't miss it. I haven't been over here to grab this one. Oh, there's a waypoint up here. Oh, this might be I think this is the last one. Let's go. Oh, I got a name card. That's a name card right there. That is the desert name card. Base. Let's go. Last waypoint. Easy clap. The sands subsume the tracks of travelers, and they await the day when a gust of wind will reveal gilded dreams once more. Let's go. Sand treader. Yeah, I'm fucking done with this desert, bro. Get me out of here. Oh, okay. There's another note over here. Hold up. Read. Yo, Zandik came to this one too. This seems to be a page from a research journal that has been ripped out and hidden here for unknown reason. It should be possible to repair this Titanic machine's primary weapon system using components salvaged from abandoned mechanisms. But to avoid attracting the attention of the other team members, I have simply made some basic measurements for now. Any further experiments must wait for another day. The things that the sages called Suda's flow are nothing but byproducts of sedimentation caused by perturbation of the elements. To think that they would use these as the core of the seal, laughable in the extreme. My guy, isn't Suda's flow like the Aranara's power, right? Like the vine magic that they used to seal up that entrance just now? I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. Damn, so Zandik was at both ruin golems. And Zandik Dottore, that is our ongoing theory. I think that'd be super cool if he was, because he seems to be from Sumeru, and he's obviously, he was banished from the academia, so he would have history here for sure. Yeah, like I would say Dottore would be, if Zandik is Dottore, he is the Dottore before the segments were created. You know, he's like the original, like the Zandik that's back in Snezhnaya, the old version. All right, we've entered the Robit. Give me all that I was gonna say, give me all that tasty lore, and already we have another note. Someone's diary. Ooh. These seem to be old notes. The paper is wet and tattered, and when you flip on the back, the handwriting there is even more of a mess. This strange illness has plagued me ever since I entered the desert. At first, it was just peeling skin. Then I began to develop necrosis on all 4 limbs until my work became hampered. This pestilence has marred my appearance to the point where even my colleagues who send me food begin to look at me with strange, even terrified eyes, as if there was some indecipherable horror behind my swagged bandages. I had a most terrifying dream. There, I entered an underground city far beneath even the land from which I came. The abyss. Oh my god, even further than where I came. So this is someone from Khaenri'ah that lives underground, and they had a dream that they entered an underground city even further down. There, I entered an underground city far beneath even the land from which I came. There, I saw my deceased parents and all my friends, whom I lost in that calamity. Their faces, too, had been melted to the point where no humanity might be glimpsed in them. And I knew for sure that it was them I saw. The curse, inescapable, but we will be reunited. The curse, inescapable. We will be reunited. That sounds like the chasm, right? Because the Hilly Churls in 2.6 with Dainsleif quests, the Hilly Churls, when they're like ready to die, they all gather to that underground city, the upside down one. So whoever this person was a Khaenri'ah who became a Hilly Churl after getting to the desert, probably contracted Elazar from like fighting the abyss. As they transformed into a Hilly Churl, they started having the visions, the dreams of eventually going to the underground city of the chasm to die with his fellow Hilly Churls, I think. Maybe he wasn't dreaming at all. Yeah, I mean, it could be one or the other. Like it could be something that calls, it's something that calls to the Hilly Churls. Something calls the Hilly Churls to go down there to live out their final moments. Damn, dude. Yeah, so they definitely became Hilly Churls because they said that they became so terrifying looking, right? To look at them, like their colleagues to look at them. And that's why Hilly Churls wear masks, because they don't want to see their reflection in the water because they're like terrified of what they look like. Yeah, I wonder if they're ever gonna show us what a Hilly Churl's face looks like. Like, are we ever gonna see a Hilly Churl like without their mask on? I personally, I wouldn't want that just because, like, I don't know. It's they already got a bad hand enough. Like, why do them dirty like that? Kazuha coming in clutch. When in doubt, bring Kazuha. Always. Let's go. Oh my god, look at this. It doesn't look different from the last one. Don't you think there are too many around here? Let's find the pilot cabin first. We need to turn off the automated security. Ah, Dendroculus, let's go! One of two are here, I know that much. Oh, there's a lot of locked areas over here. Yeah, so I guess we don't have to reroute the power to unlock certain doors. I guess a lot of these vines are just here, have a bunch of locked sections. All right, I definitely want to look around for other notes before I look around and do anything else. Damn, a bunch of ruin guards. I love how they had a bunch of like little mini ruin guards inside of this giant ruin golem. They look like freaking toys compared to this big ass thing. Holy moly. They look like action figures compared to this giant golem. All right, just looking around, just double checking, seeing, make sure I find everything that I can. Oh, I see a shiny. Another note. Old orders. Oh shit. Oh shit. We have more notes on Hadura. Knight Commander Hadura, who has successfully led the operation to stall the beast, is hereby conferred to the title of Sentinel of the Golden Hall. That's what she was known for at the other ruin golem. So this was before she did her whole betrayal act. So she got a promotion, it seems, or she's got a new title, Sentinel of the Golden Hall, for helping to stave off the abyssal beasts by order of Marshal Regent Anfortas. So Marshal Regent, interesting. Okay, so for doing her job, she got anointed a new title by the Marshal Knight before she betrayed them for whatever reason. Oh, I think I triggered the enemies that are in here. There's that too. What the hell, dude? I'm like clipping through the wall. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. I'm over here. I'm still exploring and shit. I love the sound that the ruin golem makes, like with the pitter patter of the metal, and just like the ambient like music, like sounds like there's I don't know, almost sounds like Alien in a way. You just hear like these random noises. Yeah, good sound design for sure. All right, let's do this. Oh, I see another page right here. All remaining personnel should immediately abandon this machine upon completion of the mission and relocate to the Marshal's machine, which I assume is the ruin golem in the desert. It is a pity that due to the limited transportation capabilities and the uncontrollable security risk, we can only provide the wounded with sufficient supplies and transfer them to a nearby safe zone for now. We will come back for them later. You hope they came back for them later. If everything goes well, we'll come back for you. Khaenri'ah being Golden Hall makes sense. In Norse mythology, Valhalla is described as a huge golden hall in the middle of Asgard. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's been long, it's pretty much confirmed at this point, without them saying it, based on context clues, that Khaenri'ah is based on Norse mythology. Like, just based on the on like people's names from Khaenri'ah and stuff like that, and a lot of references to like Odin and shit. Also, what's my exploration? 98%, bro. I'm at 98% exploration completion. Also, there's a Dendroculus over here. Where the hell is it? It's supposed to be over here. Oh, there's a higher level? Hold up. Yo, say less. Yo, okay. All right, I need to find out where the hell this freaking Dendroculus is. One of them was right there. So is the other one like over here? Is it behind this freaking, what's going on? Is it behind this? Oh, wait, don't tell me. Is it actually? Oh my God. It's actually behind this. Let's go. 100%. You'll love to see it. Let's go, bro. I was like, where the hell is this goddamn Dendroculus? This shit's annoying. I found it. Woo! Desert 100% area completion. There's 2 more Dendroculus in the area that I have to grab, though, but general exploration is finished, finally. Let's look around. Make sure there's no notes, no secrets. Oh, I see something. Spoke too soon. Let's read. Ragged records. This seems to be a page from a battle log. As to why it's so hurriedly torn out, you cannot say. Due to the aforementioned reason, this machine now suffers from a severe lack of manpower and cannot be resolved in the short term. As such, 3 secondary control cabins to the left and right have been temporarily disabled, and movement has been transferred over to the autonomous smart boot system. So that's why it's shooting around. I guess they left this on like autopilot to fight off any abyss monsters still, and then they went to the other one, and then they just never came back to turn it off. We have successfully led the beast to the canyon before blanketing them with fire and destroying them. In the process, however, our weapon systems have overheated and meltdown has occurred. The affected components will be difficult to repair and have thus been temporarily uninstalled while a search party has been sent to the surface to seek out replacements. The internal damage has destroyed bearings in many places, and the machine is no longer mobile. This situation has been reported to our superiors, awaiting further orders. The internal damage has destroyed bearings in many places, and the machine is no longer mobile. It's been reported to our superiors. So I don't know if Hedora did that, because it said that she basically sabotaged. She caused irreversible damage to the machines. That's what it said she did. And so she was executed for betraying them. So this might have been what she might have caused it, since it was internal damage. No one knows why she did it, though. Yeah, like, why would you fucking turn on your own people unless something went down, or maybe she got corrupted or something? I don't know. All right, now I just got to take out all of these individual vines and we're done. All right. Hopefully I'm not getting my ass beat during this transitional scene. That'd be Oh, I'll take that too. It just automatically made all of them disappear. Easy clap. Let's go. Followed the wind, says Kazuha. Not bad. Okay. Oh, damn, we get to freaking assume control. We're not going to break it this time, right? I remember last time we tried lifting the arm of the other ruined golem, and it did not want to work. All right, let's see. Start. Yo, let's go. I'm about to cap some freaking monsters. Oh, this is cool. I'm just like, yo, can you do this in co-op and like attack your buddy? That's so funny. So I know that there's an area over here. There's like a destructible walls. Oh, is that what those glistening spots are for? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Hey, let me lift this up a little bit more. I want to get it into the sky so I can shoot a fucking blast at Celestia. Oh my God, this is as high as it'll go. These motherfuckers are lucky. They're lucky I'm not looking in their general direction. I'd have a thing or two to say to them. I think that's everything. Oh, damn. What does this button do? Oh, I got 2. Ooh, what was that? As long as you miss, it isn't a big deal. Oh, because I was just shooting around. Are all machines from Khaenri'ah this strange? I feel like we haven't even seen the craziest ones. I can't wait to see like a fucking underwater, like mechanical kraken ruin machine or something like that. Or some like spider machines and shit. Like there's so much more that I think we have not seen yet from Khaenri'ah. Like they can get so crazy with it. I'm so excited. Stop giving them ideas. But I want that. Like, I want them to have these ideas. Oh, we're done. Oh, that was pretty straightforward. That was pretty simple. Oh, we got to get Dahri here, man. He's only seen half of the ruin machines. This other, I don't know if this other half will do anything for him, but it's still kind of cool. I want a mechanical wolf monster. I want a giant, like, tarantula spider, mechanical tarantula spider monster. I want a mechanical, like, kraken octopus monster. I want, okay, they already have dragons, so they added dragon. I want an elephant. I want a mechanical elephant. I want, like, a fucking pterodactyl. Basically, I'm just yoinking everything from Horizon Zero Dawn now. I want a thunderjaw. I want a badger mole. I want everything. Yeah, everything I just said, most of those are in Horizon. All right, so I'm gonna fast travel out of here. So I shot some areas that are now open and available for exploration. I just don't know where or what I did exactly. I gotta go back. Oh, okay, so there's a down area right here. Oh, I opened up a chest. All right, so we got that. There's another area by the water down there that I know I opened up. And then I think there's a spot right there that I just opened up. So I'm going to go there too. Yeah, I just love the idea of just like mechanical machines as like mobs. Those are so cool, man. I love the idea of Khaenri'ah just being like mechanically advanced to do shit like that. That's so sick. Okay, so this is a new area. Yep, a new Sealy. Cool, cool, cool. So this is new territory. I think the last 2 Dendroculus that I need are actually here as well. Oh, a couple of chests too, actually. Yeah, I see 1 Dendroculus right there. I don't know where the other one is, but I think there's 1 more left. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm so happy I have the desert 100%. I have the next 3 weeks to just do whatever the fuck I want, and I don't have to be bogged down by exploration or like I did all the content, and I'm happy about that. And I'm just so happy that I can just relax, and I don't have like a laundry list of content to get through. Honestly, I'm so fucking happy about that. That's like the best feeling for me is when I finish content. I know that's the opposite for most content creators, but like, bro, I'm like focusing so heavily on lore. Like now that I finish everything, after I finish the Archon quest and the event quest, I'm really not gonna have anything to do until the next patch. And I feel like I can get a lot of stuff done, like reading some more weapon and artifact lore that I haven't gotten to yet, or even going and playing like different games. Like the new Ruby game comes out next week, so I feel like I can do that too. All right, let's see. What is this all about? Collect 22 particles. Nahida story. Yeah. Basically, like, I just have like a small handful of content that I can get done in like a week. Oh, okay. So this opens up. I see.
Speed of light. One step back.
I need a bunch of elements. Oh, come on, man. I'm so pissed. I didn't see that I took fall damage when I fell. I did not know I was that high up. God damn, what a fucking 2-hit combo. They set that shit up so well. I'm pissed off with that actually happened. I haven't died in such a long time. Fall damage into enemy attack. You hate to see it. Okay, so this area is done. There's that other area that I have to grab I'm assuming that's where the last Dendroculus is, and then we're done here. Yeah, it's this area down here, like by the water. Oh shit, there's a fucking withering zone over here. Oh my god. I haven't seen a withering zone in such a long time. Oh my goodness. All right, so before I actually, you know what, I'm gonna, oh god, destroy the withering zone, please. I'm about to die. I can't die to one of these zones again.
That's everything.
All right, and this is it. This is it, chat. This is it, chat. We did it. Oh, that should be my last Dendroculus in the game for now. Let's level up this statue and finish off this world quest. Yeah, right, 14. To get the next level up. Woohoo! We out here. Nice. So I have 23 left over, baby. Yeah, so confirmation, we're getting another area in a future patch that will most likely clear out the rest of these level ups for us. Oh, thank fucking God. Was that a constellation for the Traveler also? Yeah, it was. Yo, C5 Traveler, let's go. Pog, another 3 levels. Good shit. Now he is 6, 12, 12. I pushed him to the max that I can get him without crowning him, so easy clap. This is the only Traveler that I've ever done this for. The Dendro Traveler is actually goated for like a first time like Dendro unit in the game prior to, you know, Kali and, you know, some of the 5 stars. Nice. Actually, how many sigils do I have actually? Wow. 23 extra Dendroculus for the next region and 237 sigils for when the next level up for the Tree of Dreams happens, which is great. All right, this is it. World quest complete, ladies and gentlemen. Easy clap. How's the situation? I noticed the ruin golem was acting unusual. Was it because you switched its autonomous system off? Yep, it was done. It's all done. Easy peasy. Fantastic. The commission is complete then. Did you discover any clues on why it suddenly became active? Suddenly became active? Was it not always active? Oh yeah, the vines. Damn, the vines like fucking tampered with the tech. Overgrown vines doesn't seem characteristic of the ecology of the desert. I'm not very sure what they are, but it sounds like they are related to the ley lines. Oh boy. Yeah, so Khaenri'ah machines are powered by the ley lines. I've received similar reports in the past about ruined machines with damaged cores being suddenly revived due to the ley lines. And what he's referring to, what was the event called? It was there was an event in Surumi. I forgot what it was called. It's like Shadow something. It's with the ruin grader in Surumi Island. He's referring to the Shadows of the Ancient event that took place in the Surumi Island, which is interesting too, because that part of Surumi Island has a ley line distortion. There may be many links between the ley lines and the machines created by the Khaenri'ahs that we still don't know. And the seals of the ancient sages were created with energy from the ley lines. So if there's an anomaly in the ley lines, if my deduction is correct, problems will start occurring in all of the sealed ruin golems. That sounds like trouble. Unfortunately, the only thing I can do is report it to the academia. I can't deal with something like this on my own. I originally came here to explore the ruins of the Khaenri'ah people. It had taken me quite some while to get approval from the academia, but I even contacted the local chapter to come and get me. Who would have thought that I'd run into a mess as soon as I stepped out of the city? But I'm in no position to decline a request from the academia. Now that the issue is resolved, I can finally continue in my field work. I'll leave the rest to whoever else the academia sends. Please accept my rewards. May we meet again in the desert. No, thank you. Desert's 100%. I'd like to move on with my life. Thank you very much. Holy moly. Yeah, so I really do think that, like, Khaenri'ah tech draws from the ley lines of the world. Reclining on top of the world. Fuck yeah, man. 760 achievements on top of that. You love to see it. We're gonna have Layla's commission. I'm sorry, we're gonna have Nahida's name card in a couple of days. I'm gonna try to get this name card off stream just because I can do this one. I haven't invested into it yet. We'll eventually get this once we can 100% the Statue of the Seven and the Tree of Dreams, and then Layla will be out next week, I think. Oh man, what an experience, what a journey, what a trek. A lot of reading. The desert lore is officially wrapped up. The desert content is officially done. We have 100% all three areas of the desert, both above ground, underground. We've maxed out the Tree of Dreams as far as we can get it. We've maxed out the Statue of the Seven as far as we can get it. I have every chest that I can conceivably find in Sumeru found until they add new areas. I think they might add another area over here. It might be the Goddess of Flowers realm, because again, Rukkhadevata is the rainforest, King Deshret is the desert, and we don't know anything of the Goddess of Flowers thus far. So that is everything. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the playthrough. I hope you guys enjoyed the lore readings. I hope you guys enjoyed my my gameplay, my commentary. I'm gonna be taking the next couple of days off. I will be back on Tuesday, and we're going to officially be starting only other quest in my inventory at the moment. We're gonna be starting the Akasha Pulses, the Kalpa Flame Rises for Act 5 of the Sumeru Archon quest. We're gonna fight Scaramouche. We're gonna bust Nahida out of her prison. We're gonna see whatever happens with the boss fight, the Grand Sage of the Academia, what our plan is for getting in there and getting out safely, the Scaramouche boss fight, the Fontaine, the Crumbs of Fontaine, whatever Dotori's up to, how they're leaving Scaramouche off for a playable Wanderer character in the next patch, and everything else in between. But yeah, I'm gonna be basically just taking the next couple of days off. I have to do some editing. I have to focus on some other stuff. So yeah, I think that's a good idea for me, just because the desert took up so much of my time in the last week or so. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was fun, and I hope you guys are excited for the Archon quest.